When we started on this car, it was green, but we've done a lot of scraping and sanding and down through the original paint. And it turned out that it was only green for its very last year or two of operation, and then all the time that it was here up until the last year or so. So we've had green on our mind all this time, and what, to our surprise, we should find when we started scraping this was that green was very thin layer. There was some red and cream, very thin layer, and photos show also it was only there for a couple of years. When the car was painted originally, it was black, and we did had that discovered it way underneath. But for most of its life, and it could have been as much as 20 years or more, it was this very utilitarian brown. So we've had various names for this brown, but nut brown is what it was in the sample we bought, and this is what we'll paint it. It's not very striking, but on the other hand, it's a utilitarian, as this vehicle was. Now what you see here is we nailed the boards back on with finish nails, set them in, and then this is what they call all fair, which is an epoxy filler, which will sand down and those nailed holes will disappear. The original was nailed a different way, so most of these holes were not there. We'll sand this and we'll touch prime it, and then we'll sand it and give it a final coat of the same color. And basically the whole outside will be this color. It wasn't anything fancy. The windows will be sort of a tile red color. But now he had put this piece on too. I think he nailed the other. You had never nailed it. Nope. I don't think so. This long sill here was it was difficult to get a whole piece of that original wood long enough to do it, so we had to splice in a little piece. But this is the sill that actually they would walk around the end. There's a handrail right here, and they would walk around to the end of the car, probably to pull the trolley pole down or something like that. These ladders are well fastened on. There's one more bolt here. I was concerned about, as the original was all lag screws, and a lag screw, thought I had one. Yep. A lag screw, eventually, if it's strained enough, will pull out. So what we did down here is we put a bolt that goes through with a nut all the way on the other side, and then the top ones will be lag screwed. So it's been tested by two of our heftier members. 330 pounds were on it, and jumped, and it didn't bend at all. Okay.